Now, as I'd mentioned in the introduction to this module, I think one of the things or one of the thoughts that should be going through your head right now is, oh my, this is really, really complex. There's a lot of steps involved here. Should I ever have the inadvertent loss of an object or a container? Well, in that introduction, I also told you that the tasks here are kind of designed to lead you towards a conclusion, which is where we're at right now with the idea of the Active Directory recycle bin. Back in days prior to the recycle bin, you actually had a pretty big ecosystem of third-party solutions that were out there to try to simplify this process of backing up and restoring the entire Active Directory or individual objects. A number of those solutions still exist, but some of the functionality actually is no longer necessary because it's baked right here into the operating system itself. Here we are back on dc.company.pri, and if I come here under Tools, I want to show you the Active Directory Administrative Center, where we can take a look at the recycle bin. Now, the recycle bin here, built into the ADAC, is a solution that works once you've upgraded your Active Directory Forest functional level to at least Windows Server 2008 R2. My presumption is that a lot of us are already at that level, but if you're not at the Forest functional level of 2008 R2, you're not going to be able to use what I'm about to show you. And arguably, if you're not that far, it's this single feature which can probably be one of the biggest drivers to get yourself to that Forest functional level. Now, over here on the right, you can see this Enable Recycle Bin link. So number one, you have to have the correct Forest functional level. And then number two, you have to have the Enable Recycle Bin item turned on prior to the inadvertent deletion of any objects or containers. So my advice here is you might actually stop this and then take a look at your own environment to make sure that both of those things are in place to protect yourself prior to anybody inadvertently removing an account. So let's go here and actually enable the Active Directory recycle bin so that we can then inadvertently delete an account and then watch how easy it is to recover that account here once it's been removed. Let me now refresh the ADAC by just closing it down and reopening it back up so we can take a look then at the new functionality we'll be able to work with. Back over here under Company Local, what we're looking for is a deleted objects container, which we can find if we start scrolling down here through the long tree view to identify right down here the actual deleted objects that are currently in the domain. Now, these deleted objects are marked with tombstone values that can exist for a varying period of time depending on the characteristics of your domain. Most domains these days have, I believe it's 180 days that an object will exist in this deleted objects container. This value is configurable, although we won't really get into the details of it. If you wish to modify one of the characteristics over in the configuration container here in your Active Directory, so you could increase the lifetime value if you wanted to a much larger number. Well, let's actually go through and now delete an object so that we can see just how easy it is to bring that object back to life once again. I'll come back here to our Company Local, and then what I want to do is let's find that same user, that same Jason Helmick user whose poor account just keeps getting removed. If I right-click over here to delete the Jason Helmick account, and then if I down here under the Test Computers for WSUS OU attempt to delete the organizational unit, oh no, I have the same situation that I had before earlier on in this module. Now, as I've already said, the whole point behind this module is that those old mechanisms to restore Active Directory user accounts and organizational units were very challenging to use. Well, thankfully here with the recycle bin, all we need to do in order to recover something is to locate it here in the deleted objects container, right-click it, and restore it, and we're done. Wow, isn't that quite a bit easier? I can do the same thing for the container as well. There's the container, and I can restore it as well, or restore it to probably a different location. So that actually, again, really simplifies the process of resurrecting those accounts that are inadvertently or maliciously deleted. The long and short here is make use of this Active Directory recycle bin because you'll find yourself greatly appreciating it should someone accidentally right-click and hit delete. Now, just for completeness, just for the exam itself, the only thing I really want to show you here is there's one command over here that you may use if you prefer to use PowerShell to actually enable the recycle bin feature, and that is enable AD optional feature, which if I run the help on, I can show you that this actually is a command that you can use for enabling the variety of different Active Directory optional features that are out there. But for most people, the use of this command is done most often for actually enabling the recycle bin right here. In fact, it's the first example in the list of those available. So you would use this command in this format with this syntax in order to enable the recycle bin should you so choose.